Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of WakesetGO. Um, like I said, every day is different. Sometimes you have to know when to wake, set, go, relax. When to wake, set, go, take a pause. Every day is different. So today I'm just chilling, relaxing, right? And that's kind of what this episode is going to be about. I like to follow on Instagram Professor Galloway. He's actual real professor. I like when he shares a lot of his studies and a lot of his research that he finds just involving marketing, involving business. So one of his latest sharings and findings that was really interesting and caught my attention was about the resilience of businesses and how sometimes the reason why businesses or founders are resilient is because, okay, even after their seventh business, if you notice, a lot of successful people, they credit their failure to why they are so successful. And just think about yourself. If you've ever done anything or accomplished anything, you didn't start off perfect. You didn't start off already knowing what to do and how to get there. It took failure. It took learning to be better, to have that willpower, to know what it takes to be successful. And so in his studies, he talked about how sometimes these are founders' seventh business before they actually meet profit. And what was startling about that study was about how many startups actually don't succeed in business, that they fail after their first 2 or 3 years. And as we know, the average term of success, sometimes it could be that ninth year, that 10th year. But what I really liked about this is knowing when to quit, when to give up, when to pivot, when to start something different. Because I mean, we've seen it with the Stanley Cup. And we've seen it with a couple of other businesses where they go through this period and there's not that many sales, and then something happens where they're continuing, being consistent. They pivot a little bit. Either they change their audience or they change the way that they're packaging things and they change their pretty much their target market audience, and then they find success. The same thing has happened with several other brands. I mean, if you look at the history of Sears, they were actually selling houses that you could build yourself. And if you think about a lot of the other companies and how they started and what they're doing now is completely different. So don't feel bad about failing and feel bad about giving up or throwing in a towel and being embarrassed by it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about having to end something or close something down because it no longer suits you or is aligning with your goals. Do not feel bad about it. If anything, learn from it and move forward, because that's what so many other companies that are successful today that we study, research are doing. They all have done that. So don't feel bad about it at all. Like anything, knowing when to quit, it is a personal decision. It's something that you have to think about really closely because everybody's personal goals are different. And it's going to take a lot of determining if this is something that's draining you and if that energy that you're putting into this one thing could be placed in something else. I know in a couple of the other episodes back, I talked about reviewing over and assessing some of my goals on my vision board, and that some things that I was doing was not benefiting me, and any more energy placed into it would be a disservice for some of my other projects, like my Wake Set Go. I want to do more mindset sessions so that people like you that are watching, I'm able to talk you through to know when it is time to quit something and when it is time to pivot and change things up. So with that, I would like to take a moment and just actually stand with you, be with you if you're going through a section or time of your business where, hey, we have the Wake Set Go formula where I'm always talking about action, executing, but really the main thing is your mindset, building a resilience to know and strengthen the wisdom to know when something suits you and fits you and is aligned with you. When to know to keep going, and also when to know when it's time to change it up a little bit and do something different, because if you're not able to go 100% all in to what it is that you're designed and gifted to bring to the market and the masses, you should be focusing on that, giving your 100%. So if this resonates with you guys, let me know. So in summary, don't be afraid to quit. Don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be embarrassed, because nobody is focusing and paying attention to your failures like you are. And remember, all the successful people that we've known, all the successful businesses that we've ever come across, they've all had to fail at some point in time. And it doesn't mean that, okay, you're never going to succeed. Things are never going to be great. So having that grit and perseverance does pay off, but sometimes you can beat yourself up too much for doing something that's normal.